All right, I have to get this down in the journal, the video journal. I am really loving the experimentation here. And I can see the advantage of putting both sides of the hedge into the same account. Do you know how many accounts I've blown because one side just hit the daily loss limit while the other one was making money? And so in this way, the same amount of money is being made, but no accounts are getting blown. All right, let me show you. This is what I'm talking about right here, because these four accounts right here have both the short MES and the long MNQ in it at the same time. All right, MNQ's short or long, MES is short. And if I was to hit $2,000 drop right on the MES, then it would be positive on the MNQ. It would be positive 20, say 2,300 or something, right? You make $300. But if we're not careful, this can get blown over here and the whole account can just be cut off because you hit the maximum in it. This way, they share the same numbers, if you will, and I just like the idea that it won't blow. So like for right now, if we were to just look at one side, the MNQ on these accounts, the MNQ, you would see I'm probably down about, say, $800 down on that side. But because I'm up over here 150 or 200 or whatever the case may be, that brings the balance right here. So even if this was to keep dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, let's draw it out. And as long as this side keeps going up in value because it's short, then this side should never really get to that maximum blow up for the accounts. And it would be much more difficult. I should just simply say that. It would be much more difficult to blow up an account if both the positive and the negative are in the same account. That's what I was trying to say. The positive and negative numbers are in the same account. That way the negative isn't all put on one account. There's the rhetoric I'm looking for. Okay, so that's where we're at today. I'm watching it all day. It's the first time I'm really doing it all day. And I'm going to let the whole thing just keep playing out and see if there's any adjustments that I need to make. Because there may be times when I need to add or take away from the hedge side, one of the hedge sides, just to create more of a strength or an imbalance of weakness. Because of what price action is doing. That's always possible. Making adjustments, modifying the trades, and changing them up a little bit to try to squeeze out a better result than you're getting. So if I'm long today and I'm heavier on the MNQs and it's just dropping, then I need to reduce how heavy I am on the long side and maybe increase the short side with a few micros. So that's the thinking behind it. Today's the first day of really just watching it all day. I'm looking forward to practicing this over and over and over again. Okay, this is useful also to put in the video journals. You see, we got this angle going up this way, and we have this angle going down this way. And it's the divergence that is net negative, not net positive. So both are going in the opposite direction to benefit me. And that's the double negative. So if I'm long over here, I want this one to go up. If I'm short over here on the left, I want this one to go down. Right? And they're not doing what I want them to do on either side. Eventually, I don't know when, nobody does, they will agree. This one will either come down to match the one on the right, or this one will go up to match the one on the left. They'll eventually come back to a little bit more agreement and harmony. But that's the key and the mastery of this strategy. You have to be able to trade with experience in this. I don't know what the biggest size of my trades should be. I was down $600 unrealized in both, that's with both sides in the account. It would have been much more worse if the negative was on one account only, but the negative and positive values are together. So I was still down 600, and I've never done this before. Like I said, I don't want to really be down that much ever. So having what we have here is having a heavier eight contracts short and 6 long on those accounts. And so we may not go that high. I wanted to really go heavier to see how it would work, what would happen to me. And I really should push the boundaries and go as heavy and high, as big as I can, to see what would make it hit the $2,500 threshold that the Apex 50K accounts have. And once you go below 2,500 from the highest peak, the account shuts itself off. You blow the account. I should test that out just to see what the limitations are. But anyway, I wanted to get that in the video and make sure I can hear. Okay, let's switch over to the 4 that are really getting hit hard. Now I'm 650 down in both of those accounts, including the positive and the negative. The positive on the left top is 8 micros short 430. The negative is 6 micros long, down 1,066. So I knew to have more micros than the MNQ. Then I knew to have more of the MES than the MNQ. But now I need to figure out what I'm hoping for and waiting for. Maybe this is my chance to just simply see, will this hit the 2,500? I might already learn that today. I might not have to go any further than today to figure that out. So I'm going to let this play out. I have to let this play out and see what happens now. Okay, so what I'm measuring here is my imbalance is too long, and I could easily blow these accounts, is what I'm seeing. I'm already down 851. That includes the positive and negative together. And I just measured from where I entered in with these to how many points it's dropped. 133, that's nothing. This thing can go down 600, 700, 800 points, and I'm already down $800. And that includes both the negative and positive in those copy pasted accounts. And it's only down 133 on the negative side, which means it can go down a whole lot more. And that would calculate that I am not balanced properly. Not balanced properly. So too heavy. And too heavy for what it's doing. I'm not saying it couldn't work. Like it could work. See, for this one, for this hedge in these accounts, where's 2 at? Okay, let me show you something. For these other accounts, I'm only down $188, which is very reasonable. But in these accounts right here that are copy pasted together, I'm only trading like 2 micros to 1 micro or something like that, or 3 micros to 2 micros. Not what I'm doing up here at the top one is 6 micros long, 8 micros short, and it's dropping like a rock, and this side's moving really, really fast. You really need the other side to catch up. You got to have the other side catch up and help you. Well, we're holding steadily at 800 down. This one is finally, it was up here. This one's finally coming down this way, which is definitely increasing that profit side, which is helping out the overall side. So if we can stay in the 800 range, if negative, or if then we're not going to blow the account. But if this one could turn around fast while the other one is still down, then we're going to see the overall account go back to basically break even-ish. So these things, that's how these things move. We really need this side to start pouring down, and we need this side to consolidate or have a bounce. That'll bring the two together. That'll give us a better net value. Okay, I don't know if this is going to help or not. I don't know what the day is going to end up with, but I added a short. I added one here, and if it's going to keep going down, I want to be heavier on this side. I want to stop the bleeding at 800 negative if I can, and that's going to require me to add here, hopefully, if that's what's going on. And it could backfire. It could absolutely be the wrong thing to do. Maybe we're in for a bounce now, and I'm adding another short at the very wrong point. That happens in trading. I just realized that I'm not really that negative after all. It's just this particular, the overall accounts are only negative 500, even though this is almost 900. So that makes me feel better. Whew. Okay, let's look at this. I was looking at this unrealized. That is almost $1,000, but really we're only down about almost 600 in those accounts. So that's a $300, better. It's $300 better. Okay, I need to be looking at the total P&L on these because that's what's going to blow it or not the unrealized. Okay, so that's good, but still, that doesn't mean it can't all go wrong. So I just wanted to point that out in the video. It's the total P&L, not the unrealized, you need to watch when they're in the same exact account. Okay, what I find myself doing is adding to both sides, but kind of balancing out the inequality. I added a contract here for the bounce up long, and then I let it go up a little bit, and then I added 2 micros here. So we're short 15 micros and we're long 9 micros, trying to get that perfect balance. What would be great if a trade goes against you, if a trade gets ugly, sometimes the best thing we can do is hope for a break even. So we're looking at our break even price here, and we're looking to at least get price back close enough to that break even on both sides. You want break even on both sides for the most part. So we'll see how this works out. It's all a learning experience. Another adjustment I'm doing is I don't have to let that go all the way to break even in order to close out of some of those positions. This micro that I just added right here went up 50 points. I took it off. I'm going to leave my average price for everything right where it's supposed to be because I know that's the target. The average price drops and changes and hops around in NinjaTrader, but you keep track of where your average price is. That's why when I made this adjustment over here, my average price was right here. I want to make sure I know that's the target really, not where it claims the average price is. NinjaTrader's like that. Okay, if you have not sold anything or closed out anything in your trades, like this one up here, my average price just keeps following right down. It stays right with it. It's the true average price. Okay, for right here, true average price. Down here, I've made some adjustments along the way. I've bought, I've sold. The average price keeps moving around. I got to know where my true average price was when I start buying and selling because it'll change. And you don't want to forget that that's the target. Okay, let's look. We on our first hedge, we added one here for that drop down, and then I added 6 more right here for a total of 15. Here's our break even. We haven't made any extra trades. We haven't gotten out, closed any positions, so it's all added up to our average price. And price is having a nice bounce up. Over here on the right side, I added 3 to get long 9. I was long 6, now I'm long 9. And our average price has dropped all the way down here to this level here, which is great. And, we just got it. We're trying to get back to where it's profitable. We want the hedge to produce a profit between the two sides. So we're still trying to figure out how to do that and where to add and where to subtract. Okay, I did a similar thing to this side over here. After a big move up, I added 3 down here. I just exited out of 1. Trying to find that perfect balance because at least that 1 made a difference. If it drops all the way back down, then we've gained that part on at least 1 micro to kind of slowly but surely figure out where the fine-tuning balance is on both sides. Okay, for an account that was down 650 total, we are only down 400. But this side's starting to go back above, and now it's red on this side, so it's no longer adding to the positive green side, right? Because we wanted this to drop. Now it's going negative in the opposite direction. This one's coming up, could be positive, could be turning green, it could go really fast, but right now they're both in the red. But this one is making its way back up to green territory, and that's what we want. We want them both to be green. I've had them both green before. As we see, we can easily be both red. All these variables happen in life and in trading. The other account is just down $82. I'm going to call this a day when everything had gone bad, because my first day went too heavy, didn't understand a lot of stuff that I've learned today. So if I break even today on all this, I'll be very, very happy. Okay, so the theory is I want to add one here now. This big move up, I wanted to add only one, so we're short 16. So this has come up so far and moves so much faster that if this drops, I want to be a little bit more heavy on this side than I am on that side. So that's why, just one. And I'm just doing 1 micro at a time here to make small adjustments. Because, again, this is all new to me. Like down here when we went long, an extra one, and got out up here. Could have held it a lot longer. Went back up to the original break-even price. And like this one here, when we added 3, I only got out of 1 only. Hoping that if it came back down, I could always add that 1 back and be in a stronger situation. So here we're making an adjustment. We added 6 and added another one here. I have not covered anything in this. I imagine that if it comes down, I'll probably cover the one that I got extra short here, right? Because then I can always add it back later if it goes back up. Okay, the next thing I show you on the video will be the end results. I'm just going to keep trying to make these adjustments all day long and see if we can get break even, at least, hopefully a profit. Real quick before the final results, this is still in the middle. And you can see the difference here in terms of how we've balanced out the negative value. 65 down only. This is livable, guys. You can live with that. This was almost $1,100 unrealized. And so the adjustments, waiting for price to kind of harmonize itself, and making the adjustments to add and sell at certain times are all adding to the balance of this price. This is a red day. Okay, we also have green days, but so let's see what the day holds. We still haven't finished the day yet. One more thing that's interesting to note, that the ratio of the divergence will be the same many times no matter what the size is. So reducing your size is essential. You can have the same divergence, net value, or negativity with 2 contracts versus 3 contracts, right? 3 contracts. So I'm extra bullish right now, so I'm heavier on this side. I just cut everything back down to the basics. I start the trades usually with 2 to 1, 3 to 2. Right now the bottom hedge has got 3 to 2. There's 3 to 2. 3 micros short to 2 micros long. That ratio does good a lot of times for me. And we have gotten rid of all, 16. Now we're only short 2 because I'm extra bullish right now, but I could have 4, got back down to a smaller size. And the ratios are almost the same. Like a 2 to 1 is like the same as a 12 to 9 or something like that, roughly, just theoretically. So why have it larger when it's the same ratio, right? I mean, I just got rid of a bunch of that. Now, remember how negative we were on this. We are now officially very close to breaking even on the bottom one. This was almost $750 negative. We're only down $100 on each one, or now $160, $150 or so on each one. And now I'm in a place where we got plenty of time left in the day. I can start to kind of manipulate what I think is going to happen with 1 or 2 micros here and there. It just got away from me. It was unbalanced, too heavy. I should not have started my trade with, 6 micros and 9 micros on the other side, when I usually start with no higher than 3. So that was a big learning lesson also. But we still have yet to see what the day is going to bring us. Okay, with all the mistakes today, we ended up being down, but I'm down 400. That's more like it. That's the realistic number, but that could have been so much worse. I think I counted at one time I was down $1,400, and it was pretty balanced at that point, meaning I probably wouldn't have gotten much lower. But today was a big learning experience, man. Big learning experience. I hope I can get better. I had too many hedges going on, and the first hedge was way too big for my experience, and it got out of hand. And I was trying to balance another hedge, and it was too much overload. So I'm fortunate that I could have only lost 415 on that trade today. I'm happy with the loss, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.